Don't go against the flow, my gorgeous Scorpione. Listen to me carefully, baby. Do not go against the flow. This is so important because at the beginning of this week, you are going to be thinking very persistently and it's going to be very intense, purely because somebody is just going to inspire you so much and you're going to see someone and you're going to be thinking about someone, what someone is doing, what someone has done, and you're just going to feel something so deep within you. You're going to be touched in so many different places spiritually that you've never been touched before, and that feeling, it's going to be impossible to ignore, and all this is going to lead towards you like, oh my God, feeling so passionate, so strong, to start some kind of a new venture. Do not go against the flow when that new venture, my gorgeous Scorpione, comes up, because this is something that you should do. Most certainly and most importantly, it's going to really make your dream come real. But then you have to make the necessary steps here by, not going against the flow. Because, at the same time, you are really kind of going to feel, when it comes to you feeling about this new venture, first of all, you're going to be so inspired through that person. Fantastic, brilliant. This is always good. This is always a good sign. Anybody who makes us good, anybody who makes us positive, anybody who makes us optimistic, we get something so beautiful from this person when it comes to people, when it comes to our spirit, when it comes to our spiritual journey. And it's the same when it comes to people who are very negative and they're having a negative impact on our lives. They're slowing us down. They're clouding things for us. They're making us more cloudy. So this is what you need to understand, my gorgeous Scorpione, because now when you become aware of this new, so don't go against the flow, because when you become aware of this new venture, through this inspiration, this is something that you really have to do, because at the same time you will see that you feel and you feel this energy, you feel this excitement, and that in itself is going to be your sign, your clear sign that you are doing something really important here. But at the same time, for some reason, when you start thinking about this new venture, for some reason you're going to be thinking that the time is not right. Nope. You're going to be thinking, something like about insufficient support or recognition, or like you're going to go in that mode when you're going to think, I'm not ready, I need to improve certain skill. No, baby, no. If you don't jump into the water, you will never learn how to swim. Now it's time to jump in the water and you'll swim like a big baby, trust me. Okay, so as soon as you become aware of like, oh God, so your subconscious mind is still going to be like playing little tricks on you. You're going to feel like you haven't got insufficient support or recognition, and then you're going to feel how you need to improve skill. No, you don't. And then suddenly at around that moment in time, what you're going to recognize about yourself, how you are like kind of like you are going to be thinking about millions of things at the same time. There is something going to be around you, within you, which is going to cause you to think really quickly. You're gonna be very sharp, and you're gonna feel really sharp. And this in itself, it's now suddenly this energy is actually going to bring you to the point where you are going to have, just out of the blue, a completely bold idea how you're actually going to do this. So this is why you need to stay true to yourself. This is why you need to stay true to your dreams. This is why you need to like really acknowledge your spirit, acknowledge your soul, and move forward with your life. It doesn't matter what you are going through. It doesn't matter what's happening in your life. This in itself, it's going to start process of healing then and there. You're already planting a spiritual seed just by being optimistic about it, let alone like where this is actually going to take you. This in itself, it's as soon as you become aware of this like kind of bold idea, like I say bold because you're going to surprise yourself like where this is like kind of coming from. But then at the same time, this bold idea, it's really going to remind you, it's going to remind you of like how your life used to be. It's gonna like bring memories, from a long time ago. It's gonna kind of like a really make you aware of to think about simple joys in life, and that in itself, it's really kind of going to start a little process of nostalgia. And this in itself, it's ever so important, especially when it comes to gaining an insight at this stage of your life. But also on another hand, when it comes to keeping it all in balance, this is so important when it comes to you being flexible and when it comes to you being adaptable at the same time, because you are going to gain an insight from a long time ago, and that insight is going to change absolutely everything, because it's going to direct you, redirect you, but at the same time it's going to put you on the path where you are going to feel well established later on. You will know through your own creativity, you are also going to connect with yourself, reconnect with yourself, and again connect with the actual nature. This is ever so important indeed. On another slightly horrible note, well, not slightly horrible note, but you are really gonna be disappointed about someone specific, one person in particular. You're gonna be disappointed because it is like you're going to hear a certain information about someone and you're not going to like it, because you're going to realize that you cannot trust one specific person. But then at the same time, at the end of the day, at least you will know where you are standing with someone. This in itself is going to be the moment where you may not like this, but at the end of the day, you will be ultimately be able to protect yourself more by knowing who you can trust and who you cannot trust. It couldn't have happened at a better time, because after this moment in time, there's so many changes that you're going to be thinking about. There's so many plans that you're going to have. There's so many mind-blowing ideas that you're going to have that are going to be completely out of this world. So it's better to move away from people who you do not trust, and you surround yourself with the people who you trust. So this is why it couldn't have happened at a better time, if you know what I mean. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Scorpioni, 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 Scorpioni. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Scorpioni, oh my god, I'm being such a dark Lala. You're gonna feel like so exhausted. Okay, you're gonna feel a little bit of exhausted, like at around the midweek. You're gonna feel like you wanna give up, and the reason why is almost as if you are going to feel under some kind of a surprise attack that you haven't been ready about. Obviously, it's to do with a surprise attack that you haven't been ready about. I'm not talking about the physical attack. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I'm not talking about physical attack, God forbidden. I'm just talking about you're going to feel exhausted and giving up because you are going to have a bit of a surprise attack here that you're not going to be ready about whatsoever. By not physical attack, okay? By someone who is craving some kind of attention. This is not a nice person whatsoever. You're somebody who's having lost so many of their problems, and I think that you're just going to find yourself at the wrong time in the wrong place, and this person is going through something absolutely mind-blowingly difficult, and I think you shouldn't even take this personal. And I think that this is where you're going to realize as well, oh my god, what this person is actually going through. Like instead of like being impulsive and responding, don't speak to me like that, you know what I mean, you are going to be able to be really smart and mature and kind of like really powerful about when it comes to your way of thinking. Very, very kind of, you elevate yourself when you do this. So of course it's important not to go low. It's unnecessarily, because you just don't know what that person has been through, and it's going through something really crazy at the moment, something really difficult. So, but that's why that person is like kind of craving attention, but at the same time, it is not really a nice person, okay? It is not someone who's like a really amazing, it is not someone who is really nice person, but I still wouldn't take this personal, okay? So, but that in itself, it's actually, so first of all, you're going to feel exhausted, like you want to give up, because this is going to be about surprise attack, and you're not going to feel ready, but then you're going to realize this person is like craving attention, and at the same time, shortly after that moment in time, you are somehow going to be able to put two and and two together, you're going to be able to connect something like that you could never think that you would need to connect in order to get a bigger picture here. What you're going to realize is you're going to gain an insight, and you will know exactly, gain an insight, especially when it comes to what do you need to reevaluate about yourselves. This in itself, it's really going to show you some kind of old beliefs that you need to move away from, walk away from. You really spiritually evolved like the biggest mama in the world at the moment here. But as well, at the same time, this is going to put you on the new path, finding new truths, you know, because there is also an element of something really weird that you're going to hear through that person, from that person, something that is almost impossible to believe, and it's nothing to do with you, but it's going to come out at that moment when you have this like attack or whatever, you know, it's going to come out, and that, you know, some kind of truth, something really crazy and ludicrous, but then again, you're not going to be able to stop thinking about it, because it's going to sound crazy what they're going to say, nothing to do with you, to do with something else. First of all, it's going to seem crazy, but then very shortly as the time goes by, more and more, this is going to make sense what that person said. And you know how the truth rings differently. The truth rings differently. When something crazy is going on, and then you don't know what is going on, but you know it's crazy, and then you're suddenly hearing information from XYZ person about it, crazy information, and you know how the truth feels. You know, the truth feels like a truth. And then you just make this with yourself, pact with yourself, you know, in this particular moment in time. But that in itself is going to motivate you to kind of find new truths and to try to find out something as well. And this is going to become very, very interesting later on indeed, what you're actually going to find out. Some kind of point is indeed going to be proven here. And also, when it comes to the midweek, my gorgeous Scorpioni, you are really going to... you're gonna kind of like at around the midweek, you will realize that what you're making progress with, and that in itself, it's also kind of, you know, it's an element of your life that you're gonna hear an important information, and you will know you're making progress with a certain part of your life. But now it's more about you knowing what do you need to kind of commit yourself to, but you are really gonna look forward to like there is no tomorrow. You are gonna really, really like this, but at the same time, this is a really kind of going to make you feel so confident, so passionate, so brave, so adventurous, and so excited indeed. But you will know that when it comes to making this progress, and when it comes to you committing to the certain plan, you need to commit to this, otherwise it's not going to work out, which you are going to. But at the same time, this is not going to happen until you realize that you need to learn something. You need to learn something more. You need to find out more about something. You need to dive deeper towards something, you know, because that is going to lead towards the knowledge that you need to expand, but it's also later on going to lead towards new ideas as well, as the part of your natural progression and in an organic way indeed. And this is also going to lead towards you like really kind of like, you know, you're going to be so proud of yourself because you're doing this. Trust me, already by the end of September 2023, yes, I said by the end of September 2023, this is where you are going to have a huge progress already, like a massive progress in your life. But this is going to lead towards material gain, you know, but also it's going to lead towards like, you know, like you becoming so much more confident, you know, so much more confident, especially when it comes to facing aspects of your life that, you know, bring so much uncertainty. And sometimes we just have to go through, follow the light, you know, follow our heart, follow our spirit, follow our soul, and that is the light in itself. We create our own light by doing this, and we do have a really great sense of direction, although we don't see it as such, but you just feel it and you just follow, you know, what's within. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Scorpioni, Scorpioni, Scorpioni. By the time you get to the mid, but by the time you get to the last part of this week, you are really going to you're gonna feel a little bit of you're gonna feel a little bit of obstructed, and you're gonna feel a little bit restricted, and that in itself, it's really kind of gonna make you aware of some kind of like a skill that you've learned not that long ago, some kind of skill that you became aware about yourself and not that long ago. Which skill did you become aware of about yourself not that long ago, that you're so brilliant and so good at, and you didn't really think about it before whatsoever? So now you're going to be reminded of that skill that you've learned about yourself not that long ago, that you're so good about, and this is going to play such a huge role when it comes to you getting a different perspective on what you have to pose, what you have to delay, what you have to wait with, but at the same time, it's going to help you what you have to let go of, and what sacrifice do you actually need to make. This is going to lead towards an amazing fulfillment, and also an incredible surprising achievement, which is going to lead towards the ultimate change in your life, especially when it comes to things that you have been dissatisfied about for way too long, that have been preventing you from following the clear direction in life. So of course that this is going to be so big, and it's going to lead towards you overcoming an absolutely mind-blowing obstacle. And at around that time, you're going to have such a beautiful sign, my gorgeous Scorpioni. You're going to have a beautiful sign at around that time. And before you have that sign, pay attention to numbers 999, pay attention to numbers 888, and pay attention to numbers 444. Okay, any combination of these numbers, before you see this, before you see this good sign, you're going to become aware of these numbers. And as soon as you become aware of these numbers, oh my God, I'm going to see the sign somewhere. And literally you are. And the sign that you are going to have, it's like more about, you will know, it's all gonna be through the power of synchronicity. That sign is gonna leading you towards the adjustment that you need to make, towards an important adjustment. So that sign is going to literally make you aware of which adjustment do you need to make. And this adjustment that you need to make, it's almost immediately going to lead towards one of the most intelligent choices you will ever make. Because on one hand, this is gonna really kind of bring such a powerful determination into your life. But then on another hand, it's also going to bring a resolution with so many problems that you've been through lately. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpioni, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.